Good afternoon. My name is Mike Ainella. I'm reporting live with Sacred Heart Sports News. I'm standing here with men's basketball coach, Coach Latina. Coach, how you doing?
Good, ready to go.
You excited for tomorrow's game?
As excited as we can be, yeah, ready to go.
Is the players and you focused on winning, or?
We are, we have a little rocky day today, but we'll be okay.
Rumor has it that Jacob Charles is not going to be playing tomorrow. Is that true?
Kind of half true. He's suspended for the first half of the game versus UConn.
May I ask what happened?
Yes, he broke two team rules. He was out after curfew, and also we have a rule that you can't go to the bars during the school year, during the season I should say, a team rule that they voted upon, and I had to suspend him because of that. If it was the first time, I may have been able to just give him a warning, but it was not.
Do you believe it was any other players with him or just himself?
He told me there was no other players with him. Talked to the players, they said they were with him. He's the only one who was getting punished in any way.
Coach, how do you think the team will do without him?
I still think we'll win. I wouldn't come down there if we weren't going to win. It would be nice to have him, but I'm assuming he'll learn a lesson.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Good luck. I'm Mike Ainella reporting Sacred Heart Sports News.
Greg McConnell here at Sacred Heart University with men's basketball coach Anthony Latina as the Pioneers head to New York City to take on the #1 UConn Huskies tomorrow. Coach, do you have any reason to believe that Jacob Charles won't play tomorrow?
Yes and no. He will be suspended for the first half of the game versus UConn tomorrow.
So he will be playing in the game, just not the entire game.
That's right. He broke a team rule, and rules are rules, and he had to be suspended.
What team rule was broken?
We have an agreement that none of the players during the season will go to the bars in town, and we also have a curfew of 11 o'clock, 7 nights a week. He broke both of those on Tuesday, and if it was the first time, we might have let it go, but it wasn't.
Do you believe that you can beat UConn without a full game with Charles Jacob?
I absolutely do, and we wouldn't head down there otherwise. It's disappointing, but again, just because a player is your star player doesn't mean you could ignore discipline just because it's the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you in the studio.
Hi, I'm Aaron Miranda. The Pioneers prepared to take on the UConn Huskies in the NCAA tournament tomorrow. There's a rumor spreading around campus that star shooting guard Jacob Charles will not be available. I have Coach Latina here to clarify this. Coach, will Jacob Charles be playing for you guys tomorrow?
He will in the second half. He's been suspended for the first half of tomorrow's game versus UConn for breaking team rules.
Well, what did he break? What rule?
We have two rules, 11 o'clock curfew, and also we had a team vote that says players cannot go to the bars during the season. He broke both of those rules on Tuesday, and again, I wish I could have not punished him, but if this was the first time, I probably would have let him go with just a warning.
Were any other players with him, or was he alone?
He was not with any other players on the basketball team.
So he will be available if you guys do advance into the playoffs?
Absolutely, yeah. He'll be available in the second half tomorrow, and assuming he knows how to use a watch, he'll be available for the rest of the games.
Who will be starting in his place?
That's undecided right now, but this only came down about a half an hour ago.
Do you guys prepare any differently that your leading scorer will not be available?
Not really, nothing philosophically, but it's a big hit. I mean, this kid's been playing for 4 years, and he finally gets to the NCAA tournament, and I couldn't ignore it. Just because it's the NCAA tournament, I can't just stop punishing people when they break rules.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Sure.
You heard it here first. Signing off, Mary Miranda.
Hi, this is Alana Miller reporting live for Sacred Heart News. Sacred Heart is preparing to leave for the first round game against UConn in the NCAA tournament, and rumors are spreading that their lead scorer, Jacob Charles, is suspended for the first game. I'm here with head coach Anthony Latina to clear up some of those rumors. Coach, is he suspended for the first game?
He is. He's suspended for the first half of tomorrow's game for breaking team rules.
What rules did he break?
2 rules. He was out after curfew, and he also broke the rule where our players are not allowed to go to the bars during the season. It's a team voted on rule. And again, I know these don't sound like major violations, but it was not the first time.
So this has happened in the past?
It sure has. It happened earlier in the season with him, and I gave him a verbal warning. My policy has always been second offense, you sit a half, third offense, you're out for a game or more. Unfortunately, his second offense was before the biggest game of my life, Sacred Heart's life, and his life, and he must have forgot where his watch was.
How is this affecting the rest of the team?
It hurts. You take away the best player, it obviously hurts your chances. UConn would have been tough with him. It would be tougher without him, so he picked a bad day to sleep in.
And now who is taking his spot in the first half of the game tomorrow?
That's undecided right now. Still working on the lineups. We just decided on this about an hour ago.
Okay, great. Well, good luck in your game. Thanks for talking to us. Back to you in the studio.
Hi, I'm Ricky Andoli, reporting live for Sacred Heart News. Today's top story, tomorrow, UConn, top seed UConn will play Sacred Heart University in a basketball NCAA tournament. I'm here with Coach Latina today to talk specifically about Jacob Charles. Now, there's a rumor going around campus that Jacob Charles is suspended. Is he suspended?
Yes, he is. He's suspended for the first half of tomorrow's game against UConn for breaking team rules.
First half, how come only the first half?
I have a policy about team rules, and it's in my head. It's not a written down policy. But first offense, you get a warning. Second offense, you miss a half. Third offense, you miss a game or more. So this was the second offense.
What did he do the first time?
Both times he was out after curfew, and we have a rule that if you go to the bars during the season, that's a offense for the team. We voted that we wouldn't go to the bars during the season, the players. And so unfortunately, he did it again yesterday, and he's gonna miss the first half against UConn.
What time is the curfew specifically?
It's 11 o'clock, and all my players own watches. You'd figure 2 nights before the biggest game of his life, he'd be able to find his apartment, but he was not able to. I feel bad for him. I feel worse for us.
Is he the only player that's been suspended?
He is. No other players are with him, and no one else is in trouble. Otherwise, the team is intact.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time. This is Ricky Andoli, reporting live for Sacred Heart News.
Hello, and welcome to Sacred Heart News. I'm Corey Lucas. Today I'm joined by head men's basketball coach Anthony Latina, hours before him and his team depart to New York City, where tomorrow they will play the UConn Huskies in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Coach, one day before the biggest game of your coaching career, and rumors have circulated that your star player, Jacob Charles, has gotten into trouble and will be sitting tomorrow's game. Are these rumors true?
Partially true. He's to be suspended for the first half of the game against UConn for breaking 2 team rules.
Was that your decision?
Absolutely. All the decisions are my decision. And it wasn't the first time, so I had to suspend him.
If this was an NCAA game, would he be suspended for the whole game?
Absolutely. The game was, no, he would not be suspended. Our rules and our punishments are the same no matter if it's a game 1 or the last game of the NCAA tournament. I wish I didn't have to suspend him, but I can't even change my own policies.
Are you worried what other people are going to think about this?
I'm sure people will say that I should have let him play. This is the only chance we have to win. But if I start compromising the discipline on this team based on a sliding scale of what's more important, what's next? No rules I would have would ever hold water if the kids know, hey, it's a big game. I could pull off rules.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. Good luck to you and the team tomorrow. This is Corey Lucas, back to the studio.
Hi, I'm Leah Capobianco. As Sacred Heart prepares to take on UConn in the first round of the NCAA tournament, rumors have been going around that shooting guard Jacob Charles is in trouble and may be suspended. Joining me now is Coach Anthony Latina. Coach, is Jacob Charles in trouble?
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's going to be suspended for the first half of the game against UConn for breaking 2 team rules.
What team rules did he break?
He was out after curfew, an 11 o'clock curfew, and he also went to a bar on Tuesday night, which doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world, but the team had a vote that during the season none of the players would go to bars. And if this was the first time, I would not have suspended him.
So why only the first half?
That's just kind of my policy. This is not the worst violation in the world. It's not the worst thing anyone's ever done, but I've always had the thing, you do something wrong the first time, I'll talk to you. The second time, I got to take you out of the game, suspend you. I mean, it's the NCAA tournament. Believe me, I love them to play, but I'm not going to overrule my own policy.
And how do you think this will affect your chances of winning?
It'll lessen them. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, but we're still going to have 5 guys out there. We're not going to be down to 4 men or anything like that. But biggest game of my life, his life, the school's life, and he couldn't find his watch. And he couldn't remember to stay in. It's a tough one.
Thank you for your time. Back to you in the studio.
This is Joe Massaro reporting live for Sacred Heart News with Coach Latina. Coach, do you feel confident tomorrow night's game against UConn?
Not as confident as I felt 2 hours ago, but yeah, we have a good chance.
After all the rumors this week about Jacob Charles, will he be seeing any time in the court tomorrow night?
He will. He's been suspended for the first half of tomorrow's game for breaking 2 team rules.
Thank you very much. Do you feel confident without him playing the whole game that they will win? You guys can win.
Yeah, I absolutely think we could win. We wouldn't come down there otherwise, but it's tough, you know. You don't want to suspend a kid, but when you break team rules, even I have no choice.
Thank you for your time, Coach. Back to you in the studio. This is Joe Massaro reporting live for Sacred Heart News.
I'm Nick Golan reporting live from Sacred Heart University, where there is a rumor surrounding star men's basketball player Jacob Charles that he could be suspended for tomorrow night's first round game against UConn in the NCAA tournament. Joining me now is head coach Anthony Latina. And Coach, do you know what Jacob Charles did?
Yeah, he broke 2 team rules last night, and I had no choice but to suspend him. He'll only miss the first half of tomorrow night's game.
What were the 2 rules that he broke?
He broke curfew, which is 11 o'clock, and he's known that for the past 4 years. He also broke a team rule that we have where the players are not allowed to go to the bars in town during the basketball season. That's a voted-on team rule that the players chose.
And do you know if this is the first time that he's done this?
Well, that's the issue. It was not the first time. He did this earlier in the season. When that happened, I gave him a verbal warning, which I always do with the first offense. Second offense, I suspend for a half. So, believe me, I'd love to not suspend him for tomorrow night's game. We need him, but I know it's an NCAA tournament. But if I start skipping over my own rules just because it's a big game, I really don't have any authority as coach.
And if he does this one more time, what would the offense be then?
Well, hopefully we have the chance for him to do it one more time. We'd have to beat UConn, and if we advance on, then, if he did it again, I couldn't imagine that he would miss an entire game. But first of all, we got to beat UConn for even us to have a chance to move on.
Do you think that his absence will, how do you think his absence will affect the team's performance tonight, tomorrow?
It's going to hurt. You lose the best player on the team, you have to pick it up. That doesn't mean we don't have a chance. We believe we can beat anybody. We're good, but we're here too.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Coach. Back to you in the studio.
So this isn't the first time this has happened?
No, earlier this season, Jacob had the same situation, out late, out at the bars, and when that happened, I gave him talking to, which is my policy. First time talk, second time you miss a half, third time you miss a game, or worse. Believe me, it's NCAA tournament. I'd love to start him, give us a better chance to win, but the team rules, I'm not even above the team rules, so he's suspended.
So how do you see this affecting the team's performance in tomorrow's night game?
It's going to hurt our chances, but we're still in the game, so we have a chance. But this is going to be tough. Believe me, this was my dream to play in the NCAA tournament game, and because the kid couldn't remember to bring his watch, we're all stuck.
Do you think this will affect the team as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, there's anger, and there's anger in the room. Some of the guys are as supportive of when I want to be to a teammate. He hurt everyone on the team, and I would say there's anger in the room. I mean, perfectly honest.
All right, well, thank you. Good luck in tomorrow night's game. Back to you in the studio.
Hi, I'm Lauren Estasi here for Sacred Heart University News. I'm with Coach Anthony Latina of the men's basketball team, and they're on their way to the NCAA tournament tomorrow against UConn, the Huskies. Hi, Coach. I just wanted to ask you a few questions on the status of Jacob Charles for tomorrow playing in the game.
Oh, great. Yeah, he's been suspended for the first half of the game against UConn for an incident that happened last night. He broke 2 team rules.
Can I ask you what team rules those were?
Sure, he was out after curfew, which was 11 o'clock. And he also broke a team rule that was voted on by the players where they do not go to the bars during the basketball season. So I had to suspend him for a half. I wish I didn't have to do it. It was his first offense. I would not have, but what can you do?
Okay, thank you so much, Coach. And I'm Lauren Estasi for Sacred Heart University News. Back to you.
I'm Nick McEnany for Sacred Heart News, here live with Coach Anthony Latina for the men's basketball team as they get ready to travel down to New York City to take on the UConn Huskies, the #1 seed in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Coach, thanks for being here with us today.
No problem.
Now, there's a rumor going around that your star shooting guard, Jacob Charles, is in fact suspended for this game against UConn. Would you care to address that right now and tell us if it's true or not?
It is true to a point. He's suspended for the first half of tomorrow night's game for breaking 2 team rules.
What 2 team rules were they exactly?
He was out late after curfew, which is 11 o'clock. He was also at the bars, which is a team violation because they voted to no players could go to the bars during the season. So, it's tough. I didn't want to suspend the kid. He's a good kid, but anytime it's a second violation, I suspend for a half. That's kind of my own personal policy.
Only half. So after the first half, he will be allowed to play in the game against UConn.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go out past curfew tonight. He owns a watch, so I hope he'll be okay. But again, I've had this happen before with him, and I can't really overlook it just because it's an NCAA tournament game.
So this is a multiple thing. He's broken curfew multiple times, you're saying?
Yes, twice. This is the second time this season. Never happened before. And the first time I gave him a verbal warning, which is my policy. Second time, I always suspend for a half. Believe me, I know people are going to say, let him play at the NCAA tournament game, but unfortunately, I have to stick by my own rule. Technically, I don't even like to overrule myself, but he is suspended.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Nick McEnany here. Back to you in the studio.
So this isn't the first time he's been in this kind of trouble?
No, he was in the exact same situation, broke the same 2 rules about 2 months ago. So that was his first offense. I gave him a verbal warning, and as is my policy, the second offense is you miss a half. Unfortunately, it's the NCAA tournament, and he's going to miss a half of the biggest game of his life, but even my rules are rules.
Even though it's only one half, do you guys think you have a chance of beating UConn tomorrow?
We absolutely do. We wouldn't go down there if we didn't think we had a chance. It's going to be a lot harder without them, but I think we'll win.
All right, thank you, Coach. Back to you in the studio.
I'm Eugene Ganello, Sacred Heart News, here with Coach Anthony Latina of the Sacred Heart men's basketball team, who will be taking on UConn tomorrow in New York City in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Coach, let's get right to it. Is shooting guard Jacob Charles in trouble with the NCAA?
Well, he's in trouble with me. He didn't break an NCAA rule, he broke a team rule. He was out late after curfew. He was also, he broke another rule. He's out at the bars, which we have a team policy that the players aren't allowed to go to bars during the season. And it's tough. I didn't want to suspend him. Like you said, he didn't break an NCAA rule, he broke my rule. And if it was the first time it happened, I wouldn't have suspended him.
So you're saying that Charles will be suspended for tomorrow's game against UConn?
For the first half. My policy is first offense, you get a warning. Second offense, you miss half of the game. Second offense, he's going to miss a half.
How do you plan to coach a team without Charles for the first half?
I'm going to coach the same way, just without him. It's going to be tough. I wish he didn't do it. I wish he didn't do it 3 months ago when he did this the first time, and I had to sit him down. But we'll buy him a watch, and hopefully he won't do it again.
So this is his second offense?
It was. He did this back in November. I had talked with him. He said he wouldn't do it again. We're all pretty upset. This just came down a few hours ago, and I had no choice but to suspend him. If I let him play, then there's no real rules on the team.
How do you think your team fares against UConn?
I think we're going to win. I wouldn't go down there otherwise. It's going to be tougher without him, but we'll do our best.
All right, that's all we have for you here. Thanks, Coach Latina. I'm Eugene Ganello. Back to you guys in the studio.
Not have a.
That's what was today. Jacob Charles.
Yeah. There's been rumors going around that you.
You were cooking too. You were cooking.
Oh my gosh, my bad. What was that about?
Against UConn. It's tomorrow night.
And
Start again.
what's this,
Coach Anthony for, I forget his name.